Okay, so now we're getting a picture. We can adjust, we're using this camera here, we can adjust this. Right now it's looking at my dash. We can adjust it up to 270 degrees, which we're not going to need. Let's go into the menu, which is just under there, and we'll check record mode. Right now we're on channel 2. If we switch that, we can go to channel 1 only. And press OK. Channel 1. And then menu. And there we are looking back through this camera right here. Where are we? There we go. Let me change that. This also has a full 270 degrees of rotation, which is quite handy. Let's go back into the menu, and we will change the record mode to channel 1 and channel 2. Now we're getting both. Alright. If we go through the other menu options, you'll see the time setup, which we've already done. Formatted the card. You can turn the audio beep on and off. You turn the mic on and off. Right now it's on. We'll get into the audio problems later. Language is in English. LCD default, sure. G sensor sensitivity. It can be set, it has 3 settings. You have your frequency, which is set to 60 Hertz, which reduces the flicker on the screen and in the video itself. You have your vibration detection, which is handy. It's turned off at the moment. Let's turn that on. This is your motion detection. So if you're in a parking lot and somebody dings you, as long as there's power to the unit, it'll turn back on and record whoever dinged you. And then of course, oops, there's the default settings, which we're not going to go to. So we're going to get out of this menu. And let's talk about some of the things that I like and dislike before we get going. I've used this camera now for quite a while. Actually, I've had it for about 6 weeks. So I've used it in some several situations in my four-wheeler as well as my commercial truck. And I'll tell you right off the bat what I like about it, and then I'll tell you what I don't like about it. Now, one of the things I love about this camera is the form factor. I like this particular build. The build quality is excellent. All the buttons are firm. They're not going to break. I like the taxi style of the camera. This is called a taxi style of a dual cam because it has one camera facing forward, one camera facing back on the same body. So if you were a taxi driver, you could keep an eye on your back passenger by using the split screen mode. If you happen to do vlogs while you're driving down the road, it's perfectly legal and perfectly acceptable to do that. There's a big orange button there in the middle of that camera. It's great. This is the lock button. This is the file lock button. So if you press that button from the beginning of the file till the time you stop recording, it's going to lock that file and it won't record over it. Usually this records over in about, I think it's 5 minutes. This one doesn't seem to have the option to change. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Now, I talked earlier about the audio problems, and I'm going to get into them now. Let's just get a shot of where the mic is. Can you see that? It's right next to the power connection. See that tiny little hole that's pointing nowhere? It's not really facing anything. That's the mic. that is completely useless. You cannot hear anything out of that mic. 13th of January. We got a dispatch a couple of days ago. We took the weekend off. Now, the other thing that I hate about this camera, and it's a big thing, is it says right there HD car DVR. Now, this is not an HD camera. In order to be considered an HD camera, it has to shoot at a minimum of 720p. And a lot of people can argue that that's not true HD, and they'd be correct. True HD is 1080p. That's 1080 pixels, horizontal pixels. Now, this particular camera that shoots forward shoots at 640 by 480. And, sorry, that's incorrect. The camera that's shooting forward right now shoots in 1280 by 480, and the camera that shoots back shoots in 640 by 480, and those are both VGA resolution. You'll see that it's just not acceptable. In this video, I get quite close to this vehicle, much closer than I would normally get to this vehicle in front of me, and yet you still cannot read the license plate. So as a defensive camera, its effectiveness is pretty limited. In the event of a hit and run, it's pretty much useless because you'll never get that guy's license plate. One of the other things that I'm disappointed in, although I'm quite happy that a camera of this price range comes with GPS, I'm really unhappy with the Mickey Mouse-ness of this all. This is extremely crappy. It pops out, you hit a bump and it'll come out on you, and it's really flimsy, wiggly. It comes out all the time. Now here we have the GPS feature actually working. It comes with the J player, which you see on your screen here, and you need to use this J player in order to access the GPS features like Google Maps, or like your speed in kilometers, or you can set it for miles per hour as well. When it works well, when that little cable doesn't pop out on you on every road bump, it works quite well, and it's a very good feature for a camera in this price range. To summarize, the AGPtek Dual DashCam, I don't recommend that you buy this product. It has some great features. It has a great price point. It's under 90 bucks. It comes with a GPS feature. It has a really nifty file lock button right there, big orange, can't miss it. That protects files from being overwritten. And it has the two front and back cameras, which rotate 270 degrees on the same body. Those are great features for a great price, but this camera really falls down in two areas, the least of which is the sound. Let me show you once again the microphone. It's tiny, it's right there, it's almost completely useless. You will never get any sound from that. The second area that this camera just falls flat in is the lenses themselves. Neither one of these lenses is an HD lens, a high-def lens, regardless of what it says along the front of this dash cam, regardless of what it says on the box, regardless of what it says in the product description at the retailer. This is not an HD camera. This camera here shoots at 1280 by 480, and this camera here shoots at 640 by 480, neither of which is HD. This is misleading. It says right on the camera body that it's HD, and it's not. That is an epic fail, and that right there should prevent you from ever purchasing this product.